Yeah, it is time to cook now. So this is the current build, right? Is it? Yes, it's literally the same build I'm playing right now. Well, minus the 725 round shield. I'm not having 725 yet. Damage from attunement which procs from trap. That's a bug. I need to report that. They can't be serious. It procs attunement. Okay, Plague Strikes, goodbye. The only reason we played Plague Strikes is because we wanted to 1v1 even the best healers, but now it's impossible. Well, it's been already impossible for an entire season. Ever since they nerfed the melee tracking on dodges, it's just not possible anymore. Trenchant Rend, here we are. They buffed this, they increased the duration, and they lowered the cooldown, I think. Maybe they even increased the amount? Okay, that's 16% rend, very easily applicable. That's gonna be the new perk on the sword. And Plague Crits is gonna go, and whatever is the new perk. And what is the new perk being called? I think they also buffed penetrating the empowered, didn't they? I think the rending strikes or something, right? Fractured Rend? No. Pull up the patch notes. Sund. Right, sundering is another word for rend. There we go. So we obviously need to keep the Keen Berserk, because this is insane value. Hatchet. And the Sundering stacks. This will stack up to 20%. And the heavy attack on the sword is gonna give another 16%, so that's 36% rend on a build that we had 0% rend before. Will significantly increase our damage, especially against players who use the turquoise gems on their armor, because that's basically fortify, just increasing their armor. And all those pesky featherweight players who run around with 1300 armor and stuff like that. On the amulet, actually no, I'm gonna do amulet later. On the shirt, it should be very easy. For that we go for the new perk, what is it called? Something with sync? No, synergy, right? Yeah, vital synergy. But I'm not sure about this perk yet. Keep in mind, because I don't know if incoming healing, if it counts Defy Death, if it counts Shocking Heals, if it counts Lifesteal. Maybe even potions. I don't know, like this, I'm unsure about this perk. But if it boosts the shocking heals, at least, I'm 100% playing this. Forever. Then the headpiece. I'm gonna play Mortal Energy. Yep, that's 35 stamina on kill. It doesn't stack, so you can't put multiple of those. But yeah, this will compensate for the stamina recovery nerf. And it will make it possible to just go deep, kill somebody, while gray stamina, and then getting out alive. I think that's sometimes an issue, especially when I'm chasing muskets. Usually healers. They slightly finish them off and then just die because everyone is on my ass. Here I'm going for Mortal Lifesteal. The thing I didn't know about Mortal Lifesteal is it already gives you lifesteal on its base. It already gives 2% lifesteal. Which, by the way, makes it already a better perk than Anointed Bullshit. What's it called? Anointed Bullshit. 4% increased healing for lifesteals. Which means even if you play a lifesteal heavy build with a Blood Drinker, you have like 30% lifesteal, 32%. 4% increased healing from that is 1.2% more lifesteal in total. That's not a lot. So yeah, this 4% turns out into like 1.2%, well, with Berserk, and if you played like Leeching on the weapon as well, and some other bullshit, maybe at most like 1.5% effectiveness from this perk. So yeah, this is garbage. Do not go for this. Unless maybe you play like Voidblade. Then maybe it can be worth. But yeah, Mortal Lifesteal, 8% heal on kill. Not gonna be much, it's gonna be like 1k HP. Well, not just 1k. If you multiply it with other stuff, maybe 1.2. But yeah, then we have exactly one elemental aversion piece, maybe. I don't think that the Mortal Empower is worth it. Or Mortal Power it's called. 12% Empower for 20 seconds sounds like a lot. Maybe it even stays on weapon swap because we play it on armor. That could be interesting. But we already have enough Empower. Vital Synergy, 100k at the moment on Nisa, holy shit. But yeah, not playing Mortal Power. What about Mortal Fortification? How is that? 22% for 20 seconds. Not gonna lie, if you deal like 1 kill per minute in OPR, you have a very decent uptime for this. I'm not sold on this, but Mortal Refreshment, I think this shit, right? Yeah, this is 8% on kill. This is basically too refreshing. This is a joke. Did Desperate Exhaustion get buffed? Yes, it did, but it's still not gonna be good, right? Would I go Mortal Fortification though? It's not having much value. It's like 150 armor on my pitiful build. Nah, this is troll, man. I can't go this. Mortal Power is tempting, but this build already has too much in power. Cooldown is bad, and Mortal Energy, Mortal Lifesteal doesn't stack. Could I go? Some anointed stuff, those are all not good. Increase the potency of all haste status effects. I think this perk right here is really good for builds that have a very reliable haste source, but it's low. Especially in OPR, because this shit is also gonna bump up your Zephyr Cakes. Like, this can be good on some OPR builds. How about that? How about like a nature harnessing for my split damage? But yeah, it's a question, do I go Enchanted Ward or do I go Elemental Aversion? Because I think the amount of Fire Staff Enjoyer is gonna drop, obviously. With the recent nerfs. Shirking Energy. Shirking Energy, of course. Going Shirking Energy. We back. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is fine for the armor. Like a Mortal Energy, Vital Synergy, Mortal Lifesteal, Shirking Energy. Gonna get a shit ton more of damage because we're dropping Elemental Aversion and Enchanted Wards. Warum Mortal Energy und Lifesteal? Sehen gut aus. 35 Stamina on Kill. 2% Lifesteal, 8% HP on Kill. Sieht sehr gut aus für Assassins. Like those perks, Mortal Energy, Mortal Lifesteal, they sound pretty useful for assassin builds. Like builds where you just chase a kill, you barely get the kill, and you're about to die, and then those perks, they pop up. And all of a sudden, you're not gonna die. And I think Vital Synergy does really well with those perks as well. Increase stamina regen rate when health is low, and increasing healing when stamina is low. Like this, to be honest, this looks insanely overtuned, and I'm afraid they're gonna hard nerf this in like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, usually they're gonna drop a big balance patch. But yeah, I think the build is still gonna stay the same. No, we're not gonna need this anymore, because they nerfed the shit out of damage over time. They increased the Desert Sunrise potency from 17% to 25%. At the same time, they nerfed all the attribute threshold perks. Can I see them here? No, I can't. Which are basically the increased duration that you get on dex and intelligence for your damage over time. They reduced that as well. So they double nerfed damage over time. So we're going with this perk again. SNS looks good. Yup. Makes sense. I already said this earlier, but I'm considering dropping the Shield Rush. I think it's really awful if you play against a good player. It just needs to dodge in the right moment, and your Shield Rush does absolutely nothing. This is basically a root for yourself. Because you're stuck in an animation, you do nothing. Meanwhile, Whirling Blade, it's much quicker, it does damage, it does applies rend, and I think the homing on this is not bad as well. I have no idea how it plays into dodges. But this looks tempting. I'm gonna try this out sometime. And now missing out the shield rush on as a preparation for the upheaval is kind of bad, but shield rush generally, like ever since they changed the melee tracking on dodging opponents, I'm not a big fan of it anymore. It's still so strong. It does huge damage. It does slow weaken. It gives you grit. It does stagger, a huge stagger. Like it's still really good. Okay, alright, we weren't finished with this yet. Amulet. They nerfed the shit out of stamina recovery for some reason again. So, I'm gonna change that probably. What options do we have? Refreshing recovery, I like this, but the cooldown is atrocious. 90 seconds is rough. The God Mode perk looks interesting, but I haven't tested it yet, so I'm not gonna play it. Shirking in power is overkill. We already have enough in power. Unimpended, I don't like this because I go gray stamina way too often. And yeah, this will not be available then. Urify, way too long cooldown, 90 seconds is a joke. I think I might just go with a flame protection and then just not play rubies. I'm afraid this is the play. Divine obviously gonna stay to increase shirking heals and lifesteal incoming healing. I think that's a really good perk with this build. Blood Drinker obviously stays. Earring, nothing changed there, I think. And heartrune. I wanna play with the Dark Ascent now. I wanna try it. I think it can do really well, especially with the Blood Drinker. If you hit it on 2 people, you go from 0 HP to 100 HP basically. We have here the 150 heartrune damage, but no longer stagger. I think the damage on this can also be crazy, right? Because I remember playing against this, and I sometimes got hit for like 8,000 damage. $45, fuck that. Crippling, inflict slow on hit, reducing target movement speed by 30%. I don't think this is required. We can just go for the brutal. Yeah, it's dealing more damage, means it's more heal, means you can actually finish off targets with this, because with all the base damage and empower shit you have active on yourself, this can really, really slap. Does Divine boost pots? No, it doesn't. It doesn't anymore. It used to increase Persian healing, but they changed it. Okay, did I miss anything? Change. Okay, look at the Desperate Exhaustion perk to see what it does now. Desperate. You mean Desperate Empower? 12% damage? Like 12%... 12% Empower and 10% Haste. Like the Haste basically removes the slow you have when you're Grey Stamina. Oh shit, I didn't want to do this. Revert. What was on here? It was Transient Rents. Potions, yeah, we gotta look at that as well. Obviously, having multiple potions on your consumable bar should be mandatory. But which of the new potions could we go? Can't they actually just show something which you would actually use here? Wow, so much bullshit here. Okay, those are the new potions. Infused Lifesteal potions. My opinion on this is it is decent, but it's not enough. Like 35% lifesteal will maybe increase your overall lifesteal by 10%. 10 to 13%. That's not a lot. It's not gonna make a difference. You 100% want to rather play with a region potion there instead of this shit. It's I don't know. Maybe it's viable for PvE, but I don't think it's viable. Wenn du Shield Rush machst, dann Instant Dark Ascent machst, hittest du 100%. Ja. Aber ich will meinen Dark Ascent so nicht wasten. Ich will das ja defensiv überwiegend nutzen. Für die Iframes und für den Heal. Okay, then we have a grid potion. I'm really afraid of this potion, to be honest, because uninterruptible for 10 seconds is insane. Like as an S player, if you don't have the interrupt on the Shield Rush or the Leaping Strike, you're not looking too hot anymore. Obviously, we don't need it because we have Berserk, but this is gonna be very shitty to play against. Like, players can literally... They can already press W away from you. And those staggers really help to just catch up to them, interrupt them, slow them. If they're just not giving a fuck, then, well... I think we might see some foreheads starting using this in the war, like especially healers. When they see somebody approaching, they're just gonna pop the shit. There's a 25-second cooldown as well. It's really low. They're gonna stone form away. And if you still chase them, they're gonna pop an infused grid potion and they're gonna be fine. Basically gritted for 16 seconds. But at this infused shield potion, I think this gives 50% Does it give 50% absorption? Or fortify? Any info here? I think they mentioned that it was absorption. This could be interesting for low HP build. Like, this could be interesting for us actually. But like the damage mitigation this potion could do if you pre-pot it. Maybe around, I don't know, 5k, depending what you fight against. If a healer just throws slide attacks at you, it's wasted, obviously. But if you fight against a fire staff, which is throwing like fireballs at you for like 6k damage, then this shit might come handy. But yeah, I'm not sold on this. It has a 30-second cooldown. This is a lot. The infused burst regen potion. It looks like shit, not gonna lie. It's basically a small potion and then a small region after that. It's not worth it. Like, don't even bother. Which basically means nothing changes. Still gonna run the serum, which they increased the potency again, but they also increased the cooldown. Which means you cannot have almost 100% uptime anymore. Like last season, you had 100% uptime almost on this potion. Like you could perma-pot it basically, which was really nice. It gave you so much stamina, but now you're gonna have some downtime on it. Like 11 seconds. It will have 11 seconds downtime. It's gonna go 36-second cooldown with Refreshing Toast and 25-second duration. Yeah, I would still use it and pre-pot it whenever. And this obviously spam whenever you need a burst heal. Very simple. But yeah, that's about it. Food stays the same. But no ammunition. We need the cookery buff, of course. But yeah, TLDR of this build update. We have Mortal Energy now. We have Vital Synergy, a new OP perk on the chest, but be careful, I do not know how this incoming healing is increased by 20% works. It's only interesting if it increases the heals from shirking heals and the heals from lifesteal, really. Otherwise, I would not be confident about this perk in solo play, like when you're not playing with a healer. The mortal perks, mortal energy, mortal lifesteal, and then going back to shirking energy on the pants. Basically, I'm dropping all the elemental aversion because I think the elemental players, namely the fire staff players, they're on suicide watch right now because they got nerfed, and their damage over time got hard nerfed. So they're gonna deal significantly less damage. And we're gonna compensate this by going Flame Protection and the Amulet. But yeah, before I forget the gems, right? Yeah, the gems. I almost forgot about the gems. We still have to go split, I'm afraid. They nerfed the moonstone on the armor to give like less amount. But I'm pretty sure the healers will still run a shit ton of slash resistance. Or at least slash protection on Amulet. But on a sword, we at least have a lot of thrust damage and some strike damage as well, so I'm not totally sold out if I should drop the Malachite, which got buffed, by the way. They increased the damage. So we can go with this shit. But the hatchet, 100%, we're gonna need to split this. That goes to nature dots. The gems, the new turquoise gem is obviously useless if you play this low armor value. But yeah, we can get some nature damage back here. Jewelry, we just gotta put opals. So yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Give us some decent resistances compared to before. Modifying ward. Yeah, we still have very good options to just pump our fire resistance. For some reason, run into a lot of fire staffs. We have significantly more elemental resistance than before, and we have a more physical resistance even. But yeah, that's about it. No new artifacts, they all suck. Especially, I'm very disappointed by the new crown artifact, yeah. Like the crown artifact is another medium artifact with the same effect as attuned leather pants. So pointless. If they brought this as a light artifact, I would have dropped tumblers by now. I would have been like, okay, I have enough in power. Maybe I would go for shocking in power in the amulet then, and be like, okay, I'm just gonna get this damage reduction. I'm getting the attributes. I'm getting more base damage. I'm getting the 25 int perk. I'm getting the 25 focus perk. And that's gonna be really fun. But no, they were like, this has to be medium for some reason. But yeah. If you have any questions, you can just post them on the Discord. Gonna answer them. I think I just also gonna just clip this and upload this on YouTube, to be honest. So people have like seeing me making the build and actually have my reasoning behind my decisions as well. I think this might also help. This okay. I was almost considered that this is an illegal perk combination, but it's fine, okay. AFK kicked, of course. What about meta in wars? Good question. I think I would still go with the double plagued because it has more value. Like the plagued has also a decrease in outgoing healing on the target. While I think the rend will result into more kills, the plagued will result into more value for the Zerg. Like, even if I do not kill their AoE healer, he's gonna heal 30% less while getting harassed by me. Ultimate hat mehr Magnify-Attributes. Ja, aber dafür hat, glaube ich, die Krone irgendwie Damage Reduction. Go for Trenchant Rend as well on SNS? Yes, they buffed the perk a bit. I'm gonna try it. And I already said, I don't know if you heard it, if you were here, I'm considering dropping Shield Rush. Like this gone, and then going this, and then big rend. Big rend coming. Because currently I'm playing this build at 0 rend. I'm slapping really hard with upheaval. And if I add like 50% rend to the target as well, might see some, I don't know, 50k upheavals. Need AGS to get them nerf upheaval, right? SNS hatchet, no shield, and go for crown. Exactly. Just shieldless full Swordmaster. But it's just gonna be meme. It's just gonna be a meme build for OPR. I'm not gonna run into war without a shield, and then there's a musket on the wall, and it's just constantly shooting me, and I can't block it. Who is online? Charlie is still at it.
Hype Shadow says, what was the...
He's doing Worm. Why is he doing PvE? Why is he not a normal person and plays PvP? Yeah, I'm gonna send you off to a PvP enjoyer. I think you deserve that much. A very knowledgeable PvP enjoyer. You can ask him his questions. If you have questions about my build, just go on my Discord and yeah, we can chat. And I'm just also gonna upload the video, the build I made, and yeah, I'm just gonna see it then. Oh, he's even doing testing. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the follows. See ya. Have a good night. Bye.